Okay, while we're in my turkey area, I want to talk about something, and that is the environment and the trees that my turkeys are in. And here, let's switch, Rhea, because maybe you're in the sun too much.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is a pepper tree. If Rhea, have you back up and just give them a shot of kind of what it can look like too. When we bought this property 8 years ago, because that's all we've lived at this property, this tree was merely this, and it was all full. But we already knew what this area was turning into was I was actually raising meat birds in here in the beginning. So I was using it a lot for shade because I liked the dynamic of the area. So if you're raising birds at all, think about this. He's funny, tripped over a loaf of bread. So pepper trees, if you're in the climate, incredible tree for your poultry. Ducks, any of it. Fast growing, guys, a weed. Put water on it, you're gonna go, what? Are we even in the same place? Number 2, don't get the one that goes straight up. So ours are the messy ones. You have 2 types, straight trunk or crazy trunk. Now mine are all volunteers. They're all volunteers, but what's so cool is the age of these. You can see they're very, very old. This one here, you look at it, there was a volunteer palm that popped up next to it. And as we back up,
Oh, that's a volunteer palm?
Volunteer palm. And we just started, so this branch just came about last year. And I was gonna, we saw all the branches off every year, so we keep the trunks kind of clean because they grow a lot, guys. But I decided, so this branch, my birds were in full sun right here. This was all full sun right here. So I decided when I saw the branch and we were just cutting back a month ago, I was like, you know what? We're keeping the branch because now I've got another perch. So again, we're talking birds, guys, turkeys, chickens, ducks. They all need shade. They all want a perch. How do I do free ranging? They get a jump in the trees. How do you kill the bird that's up in the tree? It's really difficult, guys. We've had the bobcats in here, the coyotes, all of it. They got to climb the tree, swat at it,
Yeah.
knock it down, and can they jump from the top like a bird? No, they have to climb down. We can get them. So they don't like it. They don't like that feeling, and they don't do it often. That's why trees are important. If you don't have trees for your birds, they're in a crappy little cage like this thing over here. The Crap-O-Matic. We have a bunch of these. We have bought so many of these horrible little cages, and they just, you build them, they fall apart, and you spend good money on them too. You know, back in the day it was like $350. Who knows? It's probably $1,000 now. Forget that stuff, guys. Get basic. All this stuff used to be, we're fixing it now because it's been 8 years and it fell apart. Fencing. That's all we cover with free fencing. People's fences fall down because they had to have that wood. Well, it's not a fence anymore, but it's a bitchin' turkey shack.
Nice.
So a lot of this metal we just reused too. That was all repurposed from something else.
Oh,
So
cool.
none of this has been bought. This is all repurposed materials. That's why it looks kind of crappy, but you know what? It works for birds. Sheds. You can always accommodate sheds so they can get up. You know, you don't have to cage everything, guys. It wasn't in a cage in life. It changes everything. So big trees assist in that. They change a lot of dynamic. They make the ground cool. I'm in a really hot climate over summer, 110. Do I lose birds to the heat? No, not unless the thing was probably dying of old age or something. Otherwise, no, they all are in the shade. In fact, you won't even see them when you come in here. Now, let's shoot to this tree, because this was the tree I was just talking about a few minutes ago. So, we bought, let's get in the shade, Rhea.
Yeah. It's hot. It's hot even though it's October.
It's hot. Okay, so this tree, we bought in 2015, and not the beginning, but December 2015. We moved in here. There was nothing on this property. All there was this pool and a home. Everything else I put in and done. So this tree was a weed about this tall when we bought.
Oh, wow.
And I had pulled out thousands of these pepper trees. You like that? I had pulled out, you want to climb in here? You can stand on that. I had pulled out thousands of these because there were so many pepper trees in this yard, as you can see. These things, when they drop, if you've got good organic matter and rain, when it drops, like if I threw a bunch of wood chips under here, all the seeds that drop, you'd have 1,000 of these things growing.
Oh, yeah.
So you actually want to be careful with these, and that's where the turkeys and chickens are fantastic. You don't get 1,000 volunteers. Too good of an organic area, you might help yourself, because these have got to be in a drought, kind of a drought area. They love it. Now, I watered it, so it grew fast. But again, here we go. We've been retraining this one. So we back up. Ooh,
There's a
sorry,
hole.
Rhea.
It's okay.
That's our dust bathing hole. You can tell it's got some fireplace crap in it. They love it. Anyway, this branch, another one we're training right here. Now, some birds don't want to get in the tree. So if you can't train your birds, and you want to start this young, you're not going to take your 8-year-old bird and start teaching it. It won't like it and it'll refuse. Started young, build a little ladder that comes out real wide so they can have the option to hop up one. Then they'll hop up the other. Before you know it, they'll be up there and you remove the ladder when they're comfortable. There's a lot of training techniques. These birds want to do it. They want to perch and they want to be high, but they will only do it when they feel comfortable. And out in the wild, they choose what is exactly their comfort. In a scenario where they're, have fencing, they don't get to choose that. So some of them will try to just sleep on the ground. You'll find that a lot with the toms. Again, so pepper tree, guys, if you're at all in the climate of this nasty thing, you can see we don't have the pepper balls yet. And these are forming it's flower, 2-ball, you can see. Kind of looks like how the elderberry forms.
Yeah.
Yeah. The difference is this is horribly evasive, and we would love the elderberry to be horribly evasive. This good news is it attracts lots of bees. It's very beneficial for wildlife folks. You're not going to treat it with poisons or anything, so it's a real treat. It's blooming. You figure here we're in October. There's not a lot blooming right now. So it brings in that extra benefit of the bees.
Buzzing.
They're just buzzing. They don't want you. They just want this. There's so many incredible factors about this. And the pepper is not edible, folks. So if you've never had one of these trees, don't run out and get the thing excited. You're going to eat the pepper. It's beautiful. It's red. It looks like the stuff. Maybe we can find a couple balls of it around here. It's not dropping right now, but you can see some up there if you can zoom in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you can get a zoom in on it. I don't know if you can get that far.
I mean, I can see it.
Usually there's a couple hunks that have fallen, but it's not what you think. It's not, I think there's, here we go. Okay, these are crappy look. Oh, there's some that have fallen.
Yeah, I was gonna say they all caught
Look,
in
this is all crappy looking, but since they're not producing right now, this looks like your pepper. I know it does, guys. I know it looks just like the pepper. Don't eat this. This is not that. It is called a pepper tree. But see, now real pepper doesn't do this. No, when it dries out, that's how you tell that is not pepper. That is just kind of fake pepper. And it's a beautiful, wonderful tree, but you're not going to use it in the kitchen. It's more for wildlife in the farm. It's going to give a huge benefit, like I say, any livestock. So we even see a lot of people with goats with the pepper tree, because they will chew on it, but then it gets high enough that it's safe, and then you just put welded wire around the trunk, because they'll eat the trunk. So you weld wire the trunk, and it's pretty fantastic. You have to break it off once in a while as it gets bigger, but it's safe for the animals. Everybody gets to enjoy it. This is just a real favorite of mine. It really is. I'm going to move these greens because it's so hot.
I know, they're like,
that I don't
they're all
want
over
them
here in the shade.
Because I'm going to put them in your group.
oh, there he is.
They don't want to come in the sun much. So what do you think? I think